Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. Y'all already know what it is. I'm back up in here. Now, look, first off, I want to say thank you to everybody who has come through this channel. You know, just a month ago, it was less than 200, and now it's over 400. I know that might not seem like a lot, but to me, that just means people are looking and interested and paying attention, and maybe I'm doing something right. And if I have something interesting to offer y'all, I'm going to do my best to make sure that it's interesting and I keep giving it to you. And I want to thank y'all for joining me. So to that, I definitely have to give a toast. Okay, now that out of the way, this week's episode or edition of Tales from the Wire is about meeting the real Bodie, the actual Bodie Browdis Barksdale. Bodie Barksdale. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yes, and he was, for those who don't know, he's an actual person, a real man who went through real things. And for those who don't also know, a lot of the Wire characters, particularly through, I would say, at least the first season and the second season, I mean, possibly through the whole thing, were amalgamations of the same person. There is kind of a through line of Bodie up through well, there's Barksdale's. Like I said, there's a lot of history that went into the writing of it. So there's a little bit, even though Stringer Bell, who Stringer Bell is kind of based off of somewhat, like I said, it's amalgamations, meaning there's mixtures. But there's also some of Bodie's story in Stringer Bell. And Avon, which is the actual Bodie's real name, Avon Bodie Barksdale. There is a lot of him in that story. And then with the Bodie story, there's obviously, you know, with his nickname. So, yeah, I just want to kind of lay out like Avon Bodie Barksdale's story was really incorporated in a lot of The Wire. For those who may or may not, who don't know, those who know. So those three characters all had a little bit of Avon / Bodie Barksdale in them. I played, obviously, if you watch the show, I played the younger version of what Bodie was, right? Avon, played by Wood Harris, along with being other elements of other people. His Bodie part, other than the name, was obviously also being, you know, a soldier, a stand-up person. You know, there was some honor that went into what he did. And the Stringer part, you're gonna have to look up for yourself. I'll leave that to y'all. But yes. So the day that I got onto set, it's where the towers are. If you watch the show, you know we have the towers, we have the pits, and it was, I don't know if it was before lunch, but I know it wasn't so early in the morning. But there was just this air on the set. I don't want to say it was a fear, but it was just this like tension that was just on the set, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? You know, like I'm picking it up, but it's all good. So we find out that a couple of the people who these characters are based on are on the set. Now, it's not just that, and I could skip a whole bunch of pretense, but I'm trying to just lay this out properly. they're doing these people's story, and they showed up and they wanted to get paid, compensated, recognized, or whatever it was. I don't know. And there were certain co- uh conditions and circumstances and things like that made, but you know how people are. They want what they want when they want it. The thing is that when Bodie showed up on set that day, I know a lot of people in the higher ups were really trying to avoid him. I mean, like I said, whether it wasn't that he was gonna, get violent or anything like that. It was just extra business, extra talk. He was slick. He had a case. He was, charming, and he was here. He had already seen the first season. Um, they more than likely invited him to be a part of something, but he's Bodie. He sees an angle, and he was going for it. And my Bodie met the fate that he met. This Bodie in real life did not meet that same fate in that way, right? So now, he's on the set, and it's kind of like he's there, and people are trying to not necessarily ignore him, but it was awkward. However, I felt like I obviously had to speak to him, right? I had to talk to him. I wanted to. Like, this is something I was Baltimore is different, y'all. It's so different. Super different. And for me to actually get to meet the namesake of the character I was playing, and to get the other side of David Simon, great writer, Ed Burns, soldier, teacher. All of this is off of authenticity, but a lot of times things are about perspective, right? So to get to hear, the actual Bodie tell me his perspective, we sat at a table at the lunchroom, and to actually get to hear him tell me his perspective on things, um, and then also even tell me like more things like that could have went into the story. It was amazing for me. Like when he was telling me these things, I wasn't sure. Remember, this was about Amsterdam. So what was that? The second, third season, guys? Y'all can get down in the comments if there's any. So Amsterdam was when he was around like, and he's in the Amsterdam scene, actually standing right next to me. If you guys check it out, so that was great. But to the point, the things he was telling me, I was wondering if they were gonna put those things into the story that we were presenting. Like, for those who don't know, the actual uh, Avon Bodie Barksdale, he lost his leg, and he told me how he lost his leg. And I was wondering, I was like, man, if they write that in the show, that would be so fire. I mean, we didn't get around to it because we had a bunch of other fire stuff going on. It was great, but wow, like the actual Bodie was missing a leg from the like kneecap down, and on top of that, after that, he got accused of a murder, which he got acquitted for because in the court it was proven that he couldn't get from where the murder happened to where he was with one leg. I'll leave that to you guys. And I'll leave it to you guys what he said to me. But yes, meeting Bodie, the real Bodie. The real Avon Bodie Barksdale. He was a very nice man. that's the first thing I could say about him. Like when he talked to me, he was charming, he was open, he was honest. Really, really, really reminded me of somebody from Newark. You know where I'm from. Reminded me of an uncle. And I enjoyed the time I got to talk with him, and I'm very happy that I got to meet him. So, yeah. R.I.P. to the real Avon Bodie Barksdale. Peace and blessings to you and your family, my brother. I'm honored that I got to tell a part of your story, and yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you guys for joining me again on Tales from the Wire. Y'all know what to do. YouTube stuff, likes, subscribes, all that. But thanks, peace, blessings. Y'all stay well. All right, I'll see y'all next time.